Ohio's cattle livestock care standards. Ohio's livestock care standards will be enforced by the Ohio Department of Agriculture's ODA, the Division of Animal Health and Enforcement. Farms that are not currently subjected to regular inspection will not be subjected to any new regular inspections as a result of these rules. Ohio livestock defines two kinds of violations, minor and major. Minor violations of the Ohio's livestock care standards are generally due to neglect or unintentional acts of substandard practices. Minor violations are finable up to $500 for the first minor offense and up to $1,000 for each subsequent minor offense that is committed within 60 months of the previous minor violation. Ohio's livestock care standards regulate bovine animals raised for human food products or fiber. Beef cattle are primarily raised for the purpose of meat production. Section 1. Housing. As defined in the rules, housing means the physical area or location which is occupied by the livestock. Livestock housing and handling facilities must be designed to minimize bruising and injury. In general, housing must provide a clean and safe environment that promotes the health, welfare, and performance of cattle in all stages of their lives. It is important that housing, handling facilities, and equipment continue to be monitored and maintained for this same reason. Outdoor housing rules were developed based on three principles. 1. Minimize prolonged exposure to adverse weather conditions. 2. Promote drainage away from resting areas. And 3. Ensure access to feed and water. Indoor housing must seek to minimize the exposure to adverse weather, must provide ventilation, and alleys must be designed and maintained to minimize the potential for injury and bruising. Also, any enclosures, including fencing, must be designed and maintained to minimize bruising and injury and must also provide for the safety of humans and other animals. Also, along with proper indoor housing ventilation, is necessary to reduce the concentrations of pneumonia and dust. Section 2. Feed, water, hay, and supplement. Feeding. In order to help ensure the growth and maintenance of a normal body condition, bovines must receive a significant quality and quantity amount of feed on a regular basis. In this video, these cattle are provided feed 24/7, allowing them to have the option when they will choose to eat. They are currently on full feed and intaking corn. Allowing your cattle to have access to supplement. Rangeland protein tubs are a free choice supplement designed for beef cattle on forage diets, providing less than 8% protein. The low moisture cooked molasses products and biodegradable fiber or non-returnable plastic containers will enhance the intake and utilization of available forages while reducing labor for producers. What are the benefits and features? Consistent intake and nutrition delivery that helps eliminate overconsumption. And molasses that provide ready available energy to stimulate rumen fermentation that helps the animal extract more energy from the forage, as demonstrated by research showing increased forage intake and utilization. The importance of water. In order to help ensure the growth and maintenance of a normal body condition, bovines must receive a significant quality and quantity of water on a regular basis. In this video, these cows have an automatic water tank and have access to it 24/7. The importance of hay in cattle. It is important to provide hay in your cow's diet. Having roughage in a cow's diet is important to the digestive system. A minimum amount of roughage is needed in the calf's stomach to ensure that the first compartment of the stomach, known as the ruminant, can continue to function as it should. It's a good idea if you choose to provide your calf hay at the same time each day. For example, morning and night. This allows the calf system to get in a routine of digestion. Section 3. Animal Health. Appropriate labeled medication and prescriptions are often necessary to ensure your livestock's health. The following statements should be followed as stated on the label: how and where to administer it, the proper dosage, how to store, and the withdrawal period prior to the use of animals' meat for human consumption. Extra label drug use. It is the use of an approved drug in a manner that is not in accordance with its approved label. Extra label drug use is only permitted under the supervision of a licensed veterinarian and in the context of a valid veterinarian client-patient relationship. Having a proper sanitation area. Having a proper sanitation area is not only important to you when sanitizing your hands, but also to when you give your animal shots and you need to sterilize your needles and syringes afterwards. Worming your cattle. In this example, agromectin pour-on wormer will be used on the cattle. It's important when worming cattle that you read the label on the bottle or package. For example, as listed in this picture, indications states for the treatment and control of what this drug can be used for. The recommended dose, 1 millimeter per 22 pounds of the body weight. The residue information. Cattle must not be treated within 48 days of slaughter for human consumption because a withdrawal time has not been established with this medication. Also, located at the bottom, it tells what should happen if this wormer would be applied to humans and the risk it could cause, how to properly solve the problem if it happens, and the proper attire that should be worn when worming your cattle. Located on the center of the bottle is the name of the wormer, how many doses it contains, if each one is for a 550-pound animal. It tells us that it is a pour-on wormer for cattle, that its uses is for internal and external parasites of cattle, and what parasites it kills is listed below. Also, it gives us 2 warnings. 1, that this wormer is flammable, and 2, it is not for the use of humans. Located on this side of the bottle is the precautions. It tells us how we should store this wormer and also lists things we should take into consideration. For example, do not use when the rain is expected to wet cattle within 6 hours of treatment. And also it warns us to close the container tightly so when we're not using it, it will not have leakage in its storage area. This measuring cup will be screwed onto the top of the wormer when the lid has been taken off. You squeeze it up to the proper poundage of your animal, then pouring it directly in the center of their back. It's important you measure the exact amount and not overdosing your cattle with the wormer. Vaccinating your cattle. It's important to always have new syringes on hand. In this picture here we have 12 milliliter syringes. It's important to always have new ones so you don't have to sanitize each syringe after use, and they're biodegradable and able to be thrown away. You should never use the same needle. It is important you always take a new needle out of the box and place the cap back on it when you're done and throw it away. Some medications have to be refrigerated before and after opening at all times. In this example, we're going to use penicillin. This medication is not only for cattle, but also hogs, sheep, and horses. It's important to read all the information on the bottle. For example, this tells us for intramuscular injection only. It's important, as we talked about before with the wormer, to read the indications, description, dosage, and warning on the label. In this instance, penicillin is used for bacterial pneumonia. It's important you shake the bottle well before using it. We'll take the new syringe out of its container and you'll take the new needle, unscrew the end of it, and twist it on tightly onto your clean syringe, pulling the cap off when ready. Next, you'll insert the needle in the penicillin bottle, tipping it slightly and pulling it towards you, allowing it 1 milliliter per 100 pounds, checking your dosage amount when you pull it out. When you're finished, you'll place the needle cap back on the needle, twisting it tightly, pulling it off, and placing the end cap back on it. You'll take your syringe, place it back in its container with the cap. When you're finished, you'll toss it in the trash can. Administrating pills. What is needed? A plastic balling gun and the pill you will be using. It's important to read over the whole box when administering pills. Here, it tells us the number of pills given for the weight of the animal, starting at 200 pounds. In the middle, it states the name, antibacterial, sulfamazine. And over here is the warning label and the caution label. This drug should not be used for humans. How to administer a pill. First, you'll need your balling gun. Here we have a plastic red one. You're going to take the balling gun and have the head of it facing up. You will remove the pill from the box and place it in the tube, tapping it down to ensure it's in all the way. Then you'll pull the syringe out and you'll stick it down your cow's throat. You'll push and then it'll go down as you pull it out. When you're finished, make sure you sanitize your balling gun properly. Why standards and regulations? In November 2009, Ohio voters passed State Issue 2, approving the creation of Ohio Livestock's Care Standards Board. This vote demonstrated Ohioans' support for keeping the state's #1 industry, food and agriculture, vibrant and strong. The board was charged with creating state standards for the care and well-being of livestock in Ohio. The enabling language required the board to take on some of the following into consideration when developing the standards: best management practices for the care and well-being of livestock, disease prevention, food safety practices, protection of local affordable food